So, tell me a little bit about yourself. I see. And what are your special qualities? Alright. And about these anger problems. Wait! No! It's time for new mobs. Minecraft isn't challenging anymore. At least, not like it used to be. I remember a time when hearing a zombie's growl while deep in the depths of the cave system was terrifying. But now, with the addition of netherite in the recent update, the mobs of Minecraft just don't stand a chance against any player who is fully stacked with decent gear. It's time to change that. My name is System Z, and without further ado, let's grab a few broken spawn eggs, pick a couple of wild ingredients from the mysterious forest of the Nether, and create 8 new monsters that should be in Minecraft. Minecraft Dungeons recently launched its first DLC, called Jungle Awakens. To celebrate, I'm doing a giveaway for a free copy of the game. All you need to do is make sure you are following my Twitter and give the tweet linked in the description below a good old-fashioned retweet. Make sure to keep up with my Twitter for when a winner is chosen. I'll announce it on there. Good luck! Today seems like a great day to take a peaceful stroll through the forest. After all, nothing bad ever happens in the flippin' flapjacks! What is that? My friends, let me introduce you to the newest mob to hit the forest of Minecraft. The Grizzly Bear. Weighing in at approximately 20 health points, this is a new mob that would be found exclusively in the forest and river biomes of Minecraft. Now, I know what you're thinking, Z, this is not a monster. And yes, you're right, I mean, how could this adorable face be a monster? But they are still an aggressive mob. More so neutral than anything. Essentially, they are going to be very territorial mobs. If you get too close, they are not going to like it, especially when they're hunting for fish to mount on their wall. Definitely not for dinner. That being said, in order to distract them, if they are upset with you, you can actually throw down an item. Now, they'll actually want honey exclusively, so if you give them any random item, they may take a little sneak of it, but at the end of the day, the best way to distract them is using honey. I've said it once, and I'll say it again, the bees and the bears would be a perfect pairing mob for one another. They could protect one another and provide the bears with honey, which would be amazing. Now, I really like the idea that if you do give a bear honey, it'll distract it for long enough to where you could kind of tame it and use it to protect you against other mobs, especially around your base. As long as you've got enough honey to last, because otherwise, after a while, it's going to get tired and your home is going to become their home, and they're going to be territorial of that. That being said, let me know what you think of bears down in the comments below. Now, there aren't too many animals on this list. After all, mobs are, in Minecraft, a good divide between animals and monsters. But that being said, our next one is, in fact, an animal, one exclusively for the swamp biome. And that, my friends, is of course an alligator, which would be a great source of leather if you can find them, and also if you could protect yourself against them, because alligators are powerful. They may only have 15 health points, which is still a lot, especially if you consider a skeleton or another normal mob, or rather a cow, I suppose. They are going to pack a punch, dealing 5 hearts of damage when hit, which would be incredible. Their tail could also swing around and do 2 hearts, which would be powerful and very nasty. But I love the idea of seeing alligators in Minecraft. I mean, just imagine actually having an alligator in the swamp. It would give you a reason to not want to travel in the water and definitely make you want to parkour over the lily pads. I love the idea of adding new mobs to Minecraft, and an alligator would be the perfect fit to make the swamp just a little bit more exclusive. Sure, we've got the witch hut, which I guess makes it exclusive, but she's like never home, so I don't know. Alligators, I think it would be great. Plus, they could drop 8 to 12 units of leather, which would be a great source of leather if you do stumble upon them. Like I said, I imagine them being a little bit more rare, especially in the water. Plus, given how badly they're gonna punch you if you, or well, I guess bite you, if you do get too close, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get that leather. But if you do want it, they will deliver. That being said, let me know what you think of alligators down in the comments below. Alright, this next one is a little spooky. Minecraft, as a game, is not the most, spooky game, but this is a suggestion that would make it just a little too spooky for Z. Okay, so this, my friends, is a mob that's actually going to be coming to Realm Origins. So I'm very happy to give you a demonstration of it. Now, this isn't actually working in the game at the moment, but it is an example of a Wraith. Now this is a ghost mob that will spawn very rarely during the night. And if we go ahead and spawn it in, as you can see, it just looks, oh gosh, absolutely terrifying and sounds horrible. This is a terrifying mob. Now, one of my favorite features of this particular mob is that if you happen to die, I really like to imagine that they would have a chance of spawning, collecting your items, and you have to fight them to get them back, which they have 12 health, so they're not really too difficult to fight, but at the end of the day, they're going to be very quick. Now, one of the best parts about this mob is that it's a lurker. It's going to follow you around as opposed to simply chasing after you. If you're looking at it, it's going to stop and kind of bob up and down, but if you move, it will follow you, being a little bit faster, being able to swoop in and attack you. This is probably one of the scariest things that I could ever imagine being in Minecraft. I mean, just imagine seeing one in the dark. Like, this is terrifying. I really don't know how I feel about this. But I'd love to let you know, or I'd love it if you let me know down in the comments below. Do you think a Wraith would be a good addition for Minecraft? Or do you think this would just be a little too scary? Let me know, of course you know, in the comments down below. Do you smell that? That, my friends, is the smell of a woodland mansion. Probably the least interesting structure in all of Minecraft. Not only is the generation not the best, the mobs are subpar. And that, my friends, is why we should introduce a new mob specifically from Minecraft Dungeons. And that, my friends, is the Enchanter. This is a mob that has the ability to enchant nearby mobs. I love this idea because it would give us a way to beef up mobs with enchantments or even potions. Imagine a super strong zombie that's even bigger than your typical zombie, almost like a zombie brute. Or a wither skeleton who has speed. I mean, that sounds terrifying and dangerous and hard. I love the way that this would essentially change Minecraft to make it just a little bit more difficult, especially in the Woodland Mansion. Not to mention, perhaps it could even drop an Enchanter's book, which would be a great decoration. I mean, imagine having this. Plus, it could introduce magic into the game, which could be interesting. This is something I've said before would be great for Minecraft, especially now that we've had it in Minecraft Dungeons, and hopefully we'll start to see more types of illagers added to the game anyways. So this, my friends, is the Enchanter. Ah yes, yet again, another structure. This is actually one of two in this video that would make the stronghold even better. At the end of the day, considering this is the gateway to the end, it's not really the most difficult structure. I mean, sure, the silverfish are annoying, but break the spawner and you're good to go. That, my friends, is why I think we need an Undead Guard. A much taller skeleton, which, as you can see, carries a staff. This is an absolutely amazing mob. I mean, just imagine walking in and finding something like this. They would be a little bit slower, considering they've got very powerful gear on, and as you can see, they would have 22 health. Which would be a pretty powerful mob, all things considered. About the same power as an evoker. Now that being said, if you do manage to kill them, they would very rarely drop a warrior's staff, which is very similar to the trident in that it could be thrown. I love the idea of having a new weapon in the game, especially one that's a little bit less traditional than your normal sword and pickaxe item sprite. I think it would be cool to have more modeled weapons in the game, and the staff is definitely one of them. But it also kind of looks like a s'more on a stick. I mean, I'm roasting something at this point. I think it would definitely be cool in the game, though. I mean, just imagine something like this. This is terrifying. Not to mention they could be stationed all around the stronghold. This would be awesome. But what about everybody's favorite chest, or at least mimic? This is a new mob that I've said before would be perfect for Minecraft, especially in dungeons, especially the stronghold. Imagine a mimic. Now this is, if you don't know, a very popular entity in a lot of different games, especially dungeon crawlers. Now just to give you an example of how this would work, a mimic would be a fake chest. You walk up to it trying to get the loot, and of course, it attacks you, which is a very terrifying experience. Now this is not the best example. I mean, at the end of the day, I really didn't get hurt there. But what would happen is it would take an item out of your inventory and then start hopping around. In order to get that item back, you're going to have to kill it. Which of course, it will only have 10 health, so this really wouldn't be the worst thing. But I mean, just imagine finding these mobs all throughout the dungeon. Sure, we would lose a little bit of loot, but I think it would make it even more fun. I mean, this thing looks terrifying. This is frightening. I really don't like the look of it. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think mimics should be in the game? As I was setting this up, I started to realize this is a very different from normal, usual feature of Minecraft. So this is definitely a controversial one. So I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know down below. Well, my friends, we are yet again on the outside of a woodland mansion, bringing yet again another illager into Minecraft, or at least one that actually already exists. This is the Illusioner spawn egg. Now, as you can see, the Illusioner, or at least as I said, the Illusioner is actually already in Minecraft. In fact, you can see a working example here. If I go into survival mode, this is actually a magic wizard sort of mob. I mean, as you can see, it just created duplicates of itself. Even though they're sticking together here, this is a very powerful mob. I would imagine they would have about 18 health points, which isn't quite as bad as an evoker, but it's still something. Now, as you can see, it's got, like I said, a split off, like, oh, I'm about to die. Yep, there's a good example. And the thing is one of them is actually fake. Let's see if we, oh, well, yep. So one of them is the real, the rest of them are fake. This would be a great mob to add, especially to raids. But as you can see, they're very difficult. Let me know what you think down below. And last, but certainly not least, we have got the Angry Cloud. A mob that is in a new area, I suppose. We really don't have any mobs for the skies of Minecraft, apart from that of the Phantom, which of course is a night mob. But imagine something like an Angry Cloud that follows you around whenever you are in the sky. It's swooping, almost like a wyvern. I love this idea, but it is very outside of Minecraft. Now, this is actually a mob from my Quest and Dungeons video, which if you click in the top right corner, you can see the iCard and watch that video. It's definitely a cool one. It'll give you a little bit more details as to how this mob would work. But I love the idea that there's even a temple in the sky, and these guys are protecting it. Perhaps it could even have some sort of upgraded elytra, or at least an early game form of an elytra. I don't imagine they would really be a threat until you have an elytra, though, considering you wouldn't really be in the sky anyways. But imagine building up just to be knocked down by one of these things. That would be awesome. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments below, making that the final mob of the video. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing and turning on notifications so that you're alerted whenever I next upload a video. My next video will be about useful ideas for Minecraft. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. That being said, my name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.